Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. First, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that has been liking my videos and also subscribing. The past week, the channel has been doing incredible. Now, let's get into some bodybuilding news. Starting off with the man, the myth, the Mona Lisa, Andrew Jack, who is currently 10 weeks out from the Texas Pro. And Andrew is looking like a genetic freak in these updates as usual. Even the forearms look pretty good for the people that like to say Andrew can't win the Olympia because he doesn't have forearms. But anyway, Andrew should be coming over to the US pretty soon to resume working with Psycho Lewis. The video that you guys are looking at right now is a couple of weeks old. This is when Andrew Jack was out in the Netherlands posing with William Bonac. But going into this Texas Pro, I'm excited to see what we're going to see from Andrew Jack. This guy just turned pro last year. He did 3 shows after turning pro, including one of them being the biggest bodybuilding show on the planet. This year, he's already done the Arnold Classic. He's going to do the Texas Pro. And then if he wins, the Mr. Olympia. So within 2 years of being pro, Andrew Jack will have done 7 shows. And of course, Andrew is still making improvements from show to show. But imagine if this guy had a real offseason. He turned pro, had a couple of months to the Texas Pro, a couple of weeks to the Arnold Classic UK, and a couple of more weeks to the Mr. Olympia. Then he started prep for the Arnold Classic, had a little bit of downtime, and now he's prepping for the Texas Pro. Imagine if this guy took 6 months off. I think we will truly see something special. But I can understand the urge to compete because Andrew is in his late 30s, I believe 38 if I'm not mistaken. I think the best option for him, qualify for the Mr. Olympia, finish within that top 5, and get a full year off to improve. And let's switch over to Hunter Labrada, who recently did a guest posing. Take a look at the X frame on Hunter in the front double as well as the front lat. His waist looks pretty good, quads look great, separated. I think this may be the best Hunter Labrada we've ever seen. Hunter also took some pictures prior to the guest posing, looking incredible. Look at the proportions on this guy. But to me, Hunter usually looks pretty good going into a bodybuilding show. Somehow he just ends up a little bit watery on show day. So the big question for Hunter this season is going to be, can he nail his peak? Well, he has 2 chances in Tampa and Texas before the Mr. Olympia. Can Hunter Labrada win both of those shows? But while I was thinking about, is this the best Hunter I've ever seen, I decided to go back into 2020. And I find this very, very interesting. Taking a look at Hunter Labrada's physique in 2020 versus now, I would say in 2020, the body looked a lot more fresh. Even Hunter himself looked a lot younger. But as we all know what happens when you use super supplements. And I also noticed that Hunter Labrada has more detail and his midsection looks better in 2020. It almost makes me wonder, did Hunter add size too fast? Do you guys think his midsection got worse because of the chicken shakes? Either way, Hunter looked incredible in 2020, and this was an 8th place physique at the Mr. Olympia. And let's switch over to Phil Heath, who recently posted up a training update for absolutely no reason at all. And every time we talk about Phil Heath, I have to start with this. No, I do not believe he will make a comeback to a bodybuilding stage. I think a lot of people just say that because when they see Phil, he still looks pretty good. He isn't completely downsized like Dexter Jackson or Dennis Wolf. Phil Heath is still 3D. And honestly, if he wanted to mash the gas a little bit, he could probably come back and win a bodybuilding show. But Phil is a former Mr. Olympia. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to compete in any competition outside of the Mr. Olympia or the Arnold Classic. And Phil for sure doesn't want to lose. But enough of me ranting about whether or not Phil Heath is going to make a comeback. He is looking pretty good in retirement. I believe Phil is currently 43 years old, turning 44 this year. So similar to Jay Cutler, he probably just wants to stay in shape as he's getting older. But Phil is truly one of the most genetically gifted bodybuilders of all time. Even in retirement, people think that Phil Heath can still come back and give a lot of guys a run for their money. But let's go ahead and get into the last story for the day. This image is courtesy of Buys and Tries over on Instagram. And these are the words of Tyler Mannion. After the Olympia this year, we will be instituting height and weight limits for our men's physique pros. Now, what do I think about this personally? I don't really like weight caps in bodybuilding. I think the judges should just do their job. If a guy is too big, just place him lower. Let him know after the show, hey, you were too big, you need to come down. Having weight caps is just so much of a headache. These guys have to height in every show because they don't get one height for their entire career. So a guy doesn't even know how much he can weigh going into a show because he doesn't know how tall he's going to be. The classic physique weight caps are already a miss. Only thing we know right now that the men's physique caps will be lower than the classic physique weight caps. And I do think this is somewhat good because the men's physique guys are getting too big. Tyler said if a men's physique guy hits a front double next to a classic guy, it should be a big difference. And as of right now, A lot of men's physique guys could probably look pretty good next to classic level bodybuilders. And I can definitely understand where Tyler is coming from as far as men's physique guys next to classic guys. You should be able to see a big difference because they are two different divisions. But as of right now, the lines are a little bit blurred. But overall, I don't think weight caps are going to help the men's physique division. I don't think they're helping the classic physique division either. But that's just my personal opinion. As always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.